I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor. He wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice.
We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is...
Shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, yeah, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying him shit like that, because I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS. And right now we're gonna show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true.
New updates in Lil Durk's case show he might get released soon. His lawyers filed new papers going into 2026 that could let him stay at home instead of in jail. This happened after some problems while he was locked up, including reports that a guard said they found a phone in his cell, so he was put in solitary confinement. But there's another story about why he was isolated. Some people say it wasn't punishment. They were protecting him. Around the same time, there were reports of a fight in the jail, and people online went crazy talking about it. Lil Baby even posted that the only thing that mattered was Durk. When fans found out someone close to Durk had died during this time, everyone started guessing what happened and talking about revenge. When people connected to the situation, did interviews the same day Durk was reportedly in danger, many thought it wasn't just a coincidence.
There's multiple people who are no longer there for their kids as a result of that Durk allegedly called in.
Until they put that on black and white, sir. Stop throwing stuff on a black man who's trying to do something right for the community right now.
The feds have already put out a lot of information about this.
You don't have to put it out. You don't have to put it out. So this is a major platform.
You're not the boss of me. We talk about rap on here. I think it is well within our jurisdiction to talk about the fact
jurisdiction?
That
what type of holy is
been
this?
alleged to have ordered them.
This
free smirk though.
Free smirk. But also
maybe police platform. This some police.
Just sit down for a little and decide, hey, maybe I'm not anybody else.
We don't have no proof. That man got kids. You talking about, look what happened to him.
Definitely not happy about him.
I wouldn't be happy if you go to jail, Adam, because I know you got daughter. Break down.
Even though some public statements tried to calm things down, many people didn't believe them. They wondered if the calmer words were real, or just an act because the FBI was watching. While the internet argued about this, Durk's lawyers found a possible defense: the First Amendment. They might argue that song lyrics and online posts being used as evidence are protected art, not actual confessions. But prosecutors say those same words show what he planned and ordered. The fight is now about whether rap should be treated as art or as proof of crimes. But not all the news is good. People who went to the court hearing said Durk looked much thinner and that he'd cut off his dreadlocks. These details spread fast online and changed how people saw him. Then came bad legal news. The judge said no to his request to throw out the case. Other requests are still being decided, with the judge letting both sides send in more arguments by Friday. The case isn't falling apart. It's turning into a long battle, with important decisions still coming. Since the case wasn't dismissed, the next step is going to trial. As soon as that became clear, people flooded social media with reactions. Content creators and commentators giving their opinions, making everything more intense, and turning every update into a big debate about what happens next. Prosecutors made the case more serious with new claims from a cooperating witness. Reports say they're pointing to group chat messages and claiming Durk ordered actions against certain people after King Von's death, saying he was angry that no one got revenge. They plan to use witness testimony to prove the story, and court papers suggest there was tension about who did or didn't fight back after Von died.
And that's what Didi did. He's basically saying all this evidence y'all got against Durk got nothing to do with me. Why you got me charged with Durk? And that doesn't mean he's going against Durk. That just means he wants his case severed. And I'm telling you, if it's severed, it helps Durk. Because one of the main connective tissue to this conspiracy is saying that Durk told Didi to hire. Didi's saying, I ain't get told to hire nobody. And I ain't hiring nobody. What are you talking about? Why would I hire someone? That's his thing. Life, by basically saying he's guilty of for hire. And the only thing that, like, yes, some of these things look suspect. Why'd you go there? Why are these people going there? Why'd you send this message? But nothing. There's no message that they got that says where Durk says, y'all that Quando yet? Nothing says that.
You missing the point.
Okay.
They got a witness already cooperating on that. Been had one. We just ain't seen what they said. It's 3 years. One of the cooperating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So
that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
don't know what I don't know. You don't need too much more than that. One of is cooperating. Then in the paperwork, you got the conversation and say they had it in and out. The other was figuring out how they getting paid.
Later news added another problem. Court papers show a key witness may have changed their story. Investigators say the witness first said there was no bounty, then later said there was one. People online immediately tried to figure out who this person was. But those guesses got weaker when reports said certain names were trying to stay away from the case completely. Even with possible problems in witness honesty, prosecutors said they're not backing down, announcing plans to bring in many more pages of evidence. That's really bad for Durk's defense, but it could also make the case take longer, giving more time to keep asking for bail. Prosecutors seem determined to stop that, claiming connections to a separate 2021 incident with Quando Rondo and pointing again to lyrics they say match real events. They're even arguing that timing, when songs came out, podcast talks, and changes in online comments, helps prove their version of what happened. Meanwhile, Durk's team keeps pushing for release, submitting support letters and promising strict rules. After prosecutors brought in more lyric evidence, the defense asked for bond again. This time with one particular line getting attention, because it seemed to match details from the story so closely. That wording became a big deal, not just in court, but publicly, because what people think can create its own pressure in cases like this.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Hack. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
Beyond the big requests, the case is also being shaped by who's cooperating and what that means. Reports say several cooperating witnesses are still involved, and one custody update suggested movement that looked like a deal, making people wonder about possible house arrest or release. Leaked messages talking about plea deals only made people believe this more, with the clear message being, some people want the safest way out, not a courtroom fight. As the claims spread, DJ academics asked one of the main people making them the most obvious question. Why would Durk even want that to happen? The claim confused many people at first, but then it made more sense when fans noticed a shared lawyer between Durk and Vaughn and pointed out that after Vaughn's death, Durk's charges in that situation were reportedly dropped. That coincidence fueled a whole new wave of theories. That new wave of guessing turned into a viral story. Some fans started claiming Durk going live right after major incidents was less about emotion and more about creating an alibi on camera. At the same time, the anger at alleged snitching didn't go away. It got louder, messier, and more personal, as more claims about involvement in other cases kept spreading online.
Oh, he ain't take my life. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my life because they playing. You made yourself big. Oh, this is what come along with it. They want to talk.
So, that's what you meant by trenches paint. Okay.
You mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that? With the whole narrative about Bonnie snitching with the text messages, like,
I don't know who said that, but that was me.
But that was the focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text message was about.
No, that's just saying what he can cop out to, and this, that, and with me saying Bond, some people like, damn, what you gonna tell them online?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I told you free to know what the Bond name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell them the line. You gonna tell it just like you orchestrate. You orchestrate. And guess who you
Then another name came up, Lil Ted, reportedly Dee's younger brother. His alleged involvement surprised many because he wasn't originally part of Durk's case. But after getting arrested separately, reportedly in a convenience store incident with a gun, reports claimed he started offering information to try to reduce his own charges. Worries grew as reports suggested Lil Ted's closeness to Dee could mean he knew real details about street activity connected to the timeline. And according to claims online, he was asking to cooperate almost right away, before the process even really started.
Really? Sure, yeah. Dude had it. What about that? A man had it with an extended clip. That's cool though, right? Hey, stop it. Stop it.
I tell you about the money. I swear to God. I tell you about the money. It's my son. I tell you about everything. I swear to God. I tell you. I will tell you. Please.
Oh, you gotta relax for me. Because I can't understand. Relax. What's the number? What you saying, man? We're gonna see what we can do for you. We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me. Relax, man. Hold on. We're gonna bust the crib. Relax. Give me No, I'm saying, what are you talking about? I'm trying to get.
With multiple people now reportedly cooperating, Durk's chances of fighting the case look worse and worse. His bond chances took another hit after the judge said no to the request. And prosecutors argued that even thinking about release would require extreme financial promises, claiming they fear his money and influence could be used to pressure or scare witnesses. Federal authorities keep stressing the same main risk. Letting him out could put cooperating witnesses in danger. And they've pointed to the fact that people connected to the situation are no longer around, or no one knows where they are, using that as part of their argument that the danger outside the courtroom is still very real.
Bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label. And ultimately, Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's gonna have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
Guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now
got
he
him
put
in
everyone in a
jam.
jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case. But eventually he fled.